But shout out to the guys. Let me get started with the ladies here. First, let me start with Joy. Um, a joy to be around. The family loved you when you came in to visit. The uncle, the cousin. You're delightful to be around. You're intentional. You're sensitive when you need to be. Show some emotion. They seen that. Um, there is absolutely nothing to dislike about this woman, for real. And that's saying a whole lot. That's saying, especially for me, because I find the smallest things. The only thing, anyway.
Even say anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, girl, you're horrible at hiding your emotions. I see everything you're thinking, but as far as the only caveat is the career thing, and that could be fixed. That could be fixed. You could probably find a local gig or do something, but you are wifey material, and you probably the only one I'm gonna say that about on the show. That's high praise from me. So I hope you and Cliff work it out. I'm sure you will. Probably need a new understanding, like we talked about earlier. But shout out to Joy. Next up is who do I want to say first? Next, I go Carmen. Carmen did a good move. She buttered up the mother. Who said only men need to bring flowers? Right? She brung Donovan mother flowers, and she practically stole her heart from that point on, because the mother was team Carmen from that point on. So who knew flowers would I mean, men kind of know that, but good
More
move by Carmen. Huh?
Well, I think it was more than the flowers, just the conversation they had.
They didn't really talk that much, at least far as I could see. The mother was doing all the talking, and Carmen was just like, yeah, I'm ready for the backstory. She didn't really have to do much, which was kind of weird to me. But the generosity of bringing the mother flowers just broke down her barriers right away. And once that happened, she ended up liking, like, there was no, she didn't come in with ego. Oftentimes Carmen don't come in with ego. I like Carmen for that reason. She don't often come in with ego, and she come in, I don't want to say humble, but she's a kind woman. She just have some missteps here and there. Do I consider her wifey material? She's close. She's close. We will have to get the mouth in check and keep our business to ourselves. But I think she can do that. I mean, look,
I think you could trust her. And I'm not talking about trust her with your secrets. I'm talking about trust her.
Well, that would be the my only concern, and that's a huge one. But that would be my only concern is trusting that. But I think if we sat and we talked things out and we got a clear understanding, I think Carmen will be compliant with that, and she would be understanding. And because I don't take her as being that malicious or disrespectful of a woman. I just think that she gotta make sure, because here's the thing. I think Carmen is low-key insecure. Okay.
Yep.
I think she's insecure about maybe how she looked. Maybe that's why she, bought so many things, accessories for herself, because I think she's low-key insecure. But And that's also why she probably seeks a lot of attention. But she's a good woman, though. I think with the right guy, she can go the distance. She's
So
not.
you telling me you the same guy that said a woman over 40 can't be a 10? You think an insecure woman is a good woman?
I think an insecure woman is a good woman. Insecure
Okay.
women are probably some of the best women, to be
I
honest.
gotta go.
No, hold on, because I put
Of
it this way.
course,
I
of
put it
course
this
you do.
way. I'll put it this way. Who do you think is more marriage material for a guy, Carmen or Sabrina?
Sabrina, not Carmen. I think Carmen's a
Okay, okay.
promiscuous woman. I think she leads with her sexuality, and I think she ends with her sexuality.
I
I
think
can
I
call
th-
it.
I th-
I
okay,
don't think. I think all men think that beautiful body and all that sex is for me. Don't count on that.
okay. As a guy, wrong. You are so wrong. But let me continue. Anyway, Carmen, I think she can be a good woman. I think she is a good woman. I think that, yeah, she leads with sexuality, but if you my woman, who said that's a problem? Okay.
Because she
It's
leads with it with
not with every,
everybody, not
not,
just
no, no,
she
no, no.
does.
You
I'm
only
sorry,
see,
and that's what
you're only
she
looking
does
at,
it with everybody.
you're
And
only
remember,
looking
her
at,
boyfriend and her ex came on and said, "Hey," because to me, what he said to them was a warning.
I know, but
Think
you're,
you're supposed to be okay with all the people, the attractive people she's around. I think Carmen be doing stuff. That's what
I,
she gives off to me. But
well,
man, you probably think it. You got an ego. She would only do that for me, not for nobody else. Okay, I'm gonna say
look,
okay.
like I said, she is insecure, and I know about that. But I think she can reel that in. I think she can reel that in, and especially just for her man, because if her man make her feel secure, I think she's gonna save all that. See, you looking at the dating Carmen. You're not looking at the relationship Carmen. There's a difference. When women date, they are a little bit more flirtatious and stuff like that. That don't mean they're gonna be hoes. Okay, it
I
just means that they're just
totally understand
flirtatious.
what you're saying. I wish somebody I know had thought like that, but they didn't. So, but I'm a woman and I know women,
All
and
right, all right, fair
not
enough.
wifey material.
I,
She
I,
wouldn't be for me.
I
If that was my brother, I'd be like,
okay,
uh,
I got
so
you,
I would tell
but
him, just keep an eye on that. You better make sure, because that woman putting all her stuff on display like that, she not just displaying it.
all right, all right, we'll disagree on that, but I think that Carmen is still a good woman, and she will do better in a relationship than when I think she's out. I don't want to say hunting because that's for men, but she's out flirting right now. She's out playing the field right now. So I think once she get her guy, she will be true to her guy.
So
Um,
hunting is only for men. What do
I
women do? What do women do?
nest. I mean, you ask. You ask. Yeah, women nest. So on to Tequila. Now let me say this. uh Miss Fragile. But here's the thing. I really like Tequila. I really do like this woman. Okay. She's very intentional. She's very authentic. She not I would say she don't play games. She's one thing I really like about Tequila is her home and family philosophy. Okay, her home and her family philosophy is, look, I run things all day at work. I want to come home and hand the reins over to you, husband, man. You be the king, you do your thing. and I'll lay in my femininity. Love that. Tequila could have easily been the number one draft pick in this whole situation if her heart wasn't so fragile. If that's the only thing wrong, that's the only thing wrong with her. If her heart was more sturdy and she could talk things out more and not be so emotional with it, she could easily be the walk-off number one. But I just don't think a relationship has a high chance of lasting with her fragile heart. But a phenomenal woman, make no mistake about it. Okay. She met Paul's family, and I thought that was cool, even though she didn't think that they were on that level or whatever the case may be. She still went to go meet Paul's family. That's showing some character to me as a not just a woman but a person. Okay, we're not walking down the aisle, we're just meeting family members. That's it. So and she's even at least entertaining it. I'm not saying she's sold on Paul, because I think she friend zoned him already. And for women, sometimes it's hard for women to get guys out of that friend zone. You know what I mean? So she's already friend zoned Paul, and Paul got a huge wall to climb to get out of that friend zone. But I'm not saying it's impossible. And at the same time, I think that she's a relatively open-minded woman. Very feminine, I would consider her, I could consider her wifey material if it wasn't for her heart being so fragile. I really want to give her that, because I think she will be a phenomenal wife. So shout out to Tequila and Joy. Next up, I have to give applause. I have to give applause for Sabrina. Sabrina, I clap for you. Congratulations. You milked the cow. You milked the cow for as many episodes as you could possibly get, and as many episode checks as you could possibly get, but you was playing games. Okay, from day one. Okay, you took hearts and you put them in shredders. Okay, you put Paul's heart in the shredder. Not too like mid-season. You put Tori's heart in the shredder. You put Donovan's heart in the shredder, and then you put Dimitri's heart in the shredder. One thing I will say is that I don't feel like, first of all, it became very clear to me that Sabrina is an extreme feminist. Extreme feminist. You don't even want to take your husband's last name? You don't want to take your husband's last name? What's really the problem?
Maybe he should have asked her that. Like, why not? Right? I mean,
because here's the thing. If you're trying to create a union, now, if you want to do a partnership or you want to do some kind of fake partnership, yeah, I can understand. Like, if we open in a business, yeah, we can keep our last names, okay? But if we're trying to create a union and have the suffix of Mr. and Mrs., what are we doing? Look, I do not rock. I do not. Let me say this. Mm-hmm. I don't think any men are watching this show, but if it is, I would advise y'all to never marry a feminist. Never marry a feminist. It will end up in divorce court as soon as it can. Period, point blank. Don't ever marry no feminist. Now here's my test. Well, let me ask you this, Tamara. With me and you, right? If me and you was together, right? Okay, you're not my wife. You're just my girlfriend, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to submit to me. Is that cool?
It depends on what you show me.
Okay.
I mean, because I've had an experience where I've submitted to somebody who they didn't deserve that, right? So I'm grading you. If you can lead me, if your decision making process is in line with my values, sure. Because submitting to you is like me making a decision.
Okay.
Because we got the same values. But if you off on some, what did you say earlier? Women nest business. I'm not submitting to you because you don't respect me.
Okay.
Right?
Like, I got you.
No, it's that.
I got you. I was trying to make a point, but you're going on about this.
I got to get on the name thing. I'm gonna tell you a story, right?
I didn't finish my point.
Keep the man's name because what if they get divorced? Like I took my ex-husband's name. I should have, and I kept it when I got divorced because my kids were small. Now I wish I had changed it because I am excelling at heights. I want my daddy's name on my MBA certificate, on my VP stat. I want my daddy's name there. So it's not even about the next man. It's about, I done picked up somebody's name who I ain't even in love with anymore. I don't know, that's what Sabrina's thing is, but that's where I feel like to make blanket statements like you often do, you if you really want the person, you will be open and curious about those kinds of things. What's so bad about taking a man's name? Talk to me about that, right? Maybe they did and they edited it out, but to me, to just be like, she a feminist, don't marry one, maybe she is. But I don't know if you think I am or not. Right. And then
I don't know, but I was going somewhere with the point, and I kind of went on a rant here. Here's the thing. It's a marriage. It's not a business. It's not anything else. It's a marriage. If you are to have unity, you need to look like a unit. If you have kids, what they're doing, gonna have two different last names or something? What, the kid's gonna be under your last name or something? Am I gonna have a last name and all the kids gonna have my last name, but my wife not? Like that. I listen.
Why are you not
all the women who?
Why are you not?
Here's like I said. Here's the test. Here's the test.
Open.
The test is if a woman, and guys, if y'all listening, and I'm sure ain't no guys watching this, but if a woman doesn't want to submit to you or your last name, then she is not feminine. She's not a feminine woman. She is a masculine woman. Hold on. I think you're on mute or something.
On purpose.
Okay, great. And if you feel a need, you can always mute yourself. But here's the thing. Much love to you, Tamara. But let me get this out. I just don't agree with women who don't want to fully be a unit with their men. And this is something that is a bit of a phenomenon. Like, I don't understand why you don't want to take your husband's last name. If you don't want to take your husband's last name, then you don't want your husband. Because you're showing the men that you're not all in. That's what you're doing. You're showing the men that you're not all in. You have one toe in, but the rest of your body out. Okay.
Can I ask you one thing? Earlier you said People need to be open to alternative relationships and not have these archaic, whatever word you said. What you are talking about right now is that, and you are attaching a whole bunch of things with accepting a name that I just feel like you take a thing and you blast it. And I really wish you would ask questions and be open to.
Okay.
I would want to understand.
Okay, Lord,
right?
let me respond to that. Okay, I got your point. I got your point. Let me respond to that. And that's a fair point that you made, okay, about alternative relationships. I guess the ideology I'm using is I'm open to how the relationships work, not so much how the union is. Okay. Now here's a caveat. If you are a superstar, okay, and your last name is Kardashian, and that's also your brand, I'm open to you keeping it. Okay. If your last name is, if you're some kind of celebrity, Alicia Keys, and you play the keys, keep that last name. That's dope. You know what I mean? I'm not at a point where I'm not open to a woman keeping her last name, especially if it has a brand or function to it or purpose to it. That's where I'm open-minded at. However, Sabrina, you don't seem to be that type of woman to have your brand. Now, you could, I don't know, maybe you some tycoon somewhere, you know what I mean? And you need your last name to, function. But to me, I don't take that being the case from especially Sabrina. With Sabrina, it is 1,000% ego with this woman. It's 1,000% ego. And that's why it's a problem with her. It ain't because she got a brand to protect. It's because she don't want to be. I told you she was low-key bossy. I told you this a couple episodes ago. She is bossy. And she is, demanding and a feminist. And this is how I know she's a feminist, because she don't even want to do regular traditional stuff. She went on there to milk the cow, get as many checks as she could get, and pretty much crap on all of the men on the show. And my question to you, Tamara, is what do women want?
Okay, I had to go Google feminist because you throwing it around, and it says someone who supports equal rights for women. I'm probably a feminist if that's the definition. I think women should have equal rights. That's it. Now, what I feel people attach to the term is a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Just like the word submissive, they attach a whole bunch of other stuff to it, which is why people have such a visceral reaction to it. But that's not what the word means.
But here's the thing: the problem.
People should understand what it means, right?
But the problem. First of all, that is a very vague definition.
I didn't read the rest of it, but that's
okay. You didn't read the rest of it. But here's the thing. Oftentimes, especially with feminists, they're cool with equal rights until it don't benefit them. Once it stops benefiting them, then they want to be traditional. I've met these women. Okay, I've met these women who are so-called feminists, and then right. What ends up happening is, oh, wait a minute. I ain't paying for this meal. I ain't paying for this check or this, that, and the third. You got to do this. You got to do that for me. You need to be traditional. I get to be contemporary. You need to stay traditional until we so-called even. And again, I'm not saying this about any other women. I'm only talking about Sabrina. So let's just keep it.
What you said, if your woman is a feminist, don't marry her. You wasn't talking about Sabrina.
Okay. I will stand on that, because feminists are oftentimes you don't have cooperation with feminists. because
Well,
feminists are always in competition. They're very competitive,
I
and
don't
they
think
challenge you. They like to interrupt you when you're talking. They like to try to make points. They like to
all
try
they trying to
and
make points.
they like to try, like they just always in competition with you as a man. And what ends up happening is that ends up ruining the entire relationship, because instead of you two teaming up and competing against the world, you're at home competing with each other. She was there playing games, okay? And she, if she wasn't interested in none of them guys, I mean, look, I'm very frustrated, and the reason why is because the women on this show have been highly freaking disappointing. Even last season with the women on that season, and then on this season you get the Katinas, and you get the Sabrinas, and you get these women who are feminists and entitled and disrespecting all the men. It's sad. It's real sad. None of I respect all those guys who got pretty much embarrassed and dismissed for no good reasons. And then I hear women talk about where all the good men at, and you had a whole bunch of them in your face, and you disrespecting them the way that you did. If you knew Dimitri wasn't your guy, you should have known that a long freaking time ago. You don't sit up here and milk the cow and collect all these checks only to dismiss them and embarrass them like that for the last damn near episode. That was tasteless. That was classless. That was garbage. And this is a problem that a lot of, especially black men, are facing with trying to put their hearts on the line, and then you get results like this. Okay, the only genuine women I see is a very few genuine women. They're more interested in their Instagram. They're more interested in their egos, their publicities. They're getting the bag, getting the money. They're not on here to meet these guys. They're on here for ulterior motives. And I can go season to season to season and say the same thing. And it's ridiculous. It's sad. I will stand on this. I feel like the guys have been more genuine than a lot of the women. It just is what it is. Now you can challenge that if you want.
I people of the interweb, what you are picking up on is I have a problem with Mike's general statements that he makes. I don't like Sabrina. I never did. I don't know why nobody liked her. I felt like all guys were into this woman because she cute, and they never challenged themselves to see deeper and see that there was nothing else there. I've always felt like that about her. So what you saying about Sabrina don't bother me. The stuff you saying about all women and feminists and throwing out these words, that is what gives me the knots in my stomach. And the reality, but the reality is you are entitled to have that view. I just wish you weren't sharing it with the world, because it is divisive, it is general, and you're not opening yourself up to be curious as to why somebody feels the way they feel or they think the way they think. Because you and I have had many conversations where I ask you why you think, because you got some views that I couldn't sleep at night being with. But I recognize you have a very traditional view, and I think you see women who might not agree with your views as being in competition with you. No, they don't align to my values. So I am going to challenge you on some of that thinking, because one, how, I'm curious as to how you got here and how you see it playing itself out for you in your future.
Okay. Here's the thing.
You don't have to answer that, but that's the point. I just want the interweb to know.
That was rhetorical. I wanted to.
When you see me roll
respond to that.
It's because Mike he says these blanket things that just, to me, they're hard because they're general and they're not.
Okay, let me respond. Let me respond, Tamara. Let me respond. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to look. I'm not just pulling this out my ass crack. Okay. I'm seeing what I'm seeing, not just on TV, but personally as a Black man. I've seen a lot of good brothers. They may be quirky, they may have their issues, but a lot of good brothers, even on that show, and try to make genuine connections. And they really got disappointed. They were just disappointed. The women just don't seem to be genuine. And this is not even just from this season. This is from past seasons. And this is the show is a microcosm of what's going on in this country, especially.
Because reality shows aren't real, right?
I know, but no. But this is
on the show.
This is happening. Like I said, I'm not talking about this just because I watch a show. Okay, I see a lot of this personally myself. Okay,
but there's a flip side to that, and
I know there's a flip side, but I'm only speaking from the male perspective. What I'm saying is I'm only speaking from the male perspective.
On the men the way you are. The way I see it, the way I see Sabrina play games, like you said, but she was only allowed to play those games because men need to see past looks. And
men are trying to make genuine connections.
The only one who saw past it was Donovan. He saw past it and was like, "You foul," right? But what's his name? But he kept trying.
He ain't the only one. I seen it too. I called her out. Again, she was not top on my list. I seen.
It's not about you. I'm just saying you want to talk about the women on the show and the men on the show. I'm talking about the men and women on the show. I'm not talking about you. So I'm saying the 3 men that she played, she did play them.
4, but Paul too, early on.
Well, she told him that she didn't have a connection with him. To me, I don't think that was played. She just told him we friends. He asked.
Yeah, but that was the beginning of it. I mean, when I look back on it, it was the beginning of it because, she don't have no problem. Like even the way she talked to Donovan.
Yeah.
Right. When Donovan was kind of calling her out, she was just like, she come off narcissistic to me. Okay.
I'm just saying the men have culpability because she's not that special.
No, the men don't have no culpability. They don't have no control over her. They don't have no control over her. All they're trying to do is make a genuine connection. Yeah, they're at a point where, and it's not like she's a outright bad, unpleasant person. She is worth investing some time in to get to know. So I can't blame the men. Why is there every time when there is an issue with some of the women, we always have to reflect and hand some of the men some of the problems? No, they're not accountable for how she is moving, and a lot of the women on the show is moving, and it's including Christina.
Here's what I see with to me, I feel like Demetrius and Sabrina did the same thing to each other. She liked the way he looked. He liked the way she looked, but neither one of them invested the time to get to know the other. That's why they're
trying to get to know her. They're trying to get to know them. Tamara, they're all trying to get to know all these women. How can you get to know Christina when she don't even show up? When she ain't even answering texts?
I'm talking about 2 people. I'm not talking about Christina.
I'm talking about all the women in general. I'm talking about the women. But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the women in general and how disappointed I am on how they are moving. Okay. Even last season, Sabrina, and how she left what's his name on the bridge. It's like, what are we doing? Are y'all serious about finding love or not? If not, don't come on the show. That's all I'm saying. Don't come on the show. Y'all moving like you're more interested in your Instagrams and your pub than you are some men, and you're using it for leverage for notoriety, and that's tacky and classless to me. And again, I'm not basing it just off of one person or even off of one season. I'm going based off of what I've been seeing, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing. And Sabrina put the Sabrina put the cherry on top. I mean, she didn't move much different than the last Sabrina. And it's just whack to me. And it's as a brother, it's frustrating. And then all I get to hear all his sisters say is where all the good men at when they ain't out here. We out here. But where y'all at? And where your good intentions at? I mean, it's only about what you can get out of this situation, or it's disappointing. And look, I know sometimes I say words that are triggering, and I'm not trying to be triggering, okay, because I love everybody, especially sisters. But come with extreme love comes expectations. Okay, that's just how I move. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't care about none of this. I would be indifferent. Okay, but that's not where I'm at. I'm in a place where I really care, because I really love y'all, and I want to see better for y'all. And then I get to see an article about how y'all should go chase white men. And then no sister I talk to demeans the article. And it's like a lot of things are frustrating to me. That's all I say. And again, this is a cherry on top of all that frustration. But we need to do better, the men and the women. We need to do better, because we're coming up very short. And we act like we ain't got no class out here. I would like to see us move better. Got any words?
I do not.
Okay.
I think with all of this stuff, you had to get it off your chest. There's nothing for me to say.
Yeah, I had to get it off my chest, because seeing how all these guys, how Sabrina moved through both Donovan and I could understand Paul. I could even understand Tori. But Donovan and Dimitri, even she said, I'm into the D's. So I'm expecting her to know what's right for her at that point. I'm expecting her to pick one of these guys, because I'm trusting that she has good intention. But as soon as she gets challenged by any man, she runs away like the road runner. Okay. And it's whack. It's whack. And again, I said that she was a feminist because it's something a feminist would do. And I'm gonna leave the feminist word alone, because I see it gets to you. But at the same time,
I don't have it as a tagline for me. I just it's just a general statement, and
it's a general.
I just don't like the way you do that, right? It's just
I don't know how any way else to get the point across, because the men out here need to identify the type of women that they're dealing with. I'm sorry that it triggers some women, but they need to know what type of woman
feminist really means, and that's
no. Feminist is not just about. Feminist is not just about
describe a type of woman when you really should use different words.
There is no other word that will better describe the type of woman that is.
That's why I said more words, because you want to throw one word.
No, there is no Tamara. There is no better. You tell me a better word than to use. What is it? I said
words. I said there's not one word. You got to say egotistic.
I'm a guy. I just get to it. I don't do word salad. I don't go around things. I just get to the point. And I'm not saying all feminists are bad, but if they
can't, you should marry them.
But you need to. I will say this: you need to be careful when marrying feminists, because they will be challenging. Their goal is to challenge you all of the time.
There's a spectrum, and when you say a blanket thing like that, there's a spectrum. There's some feminists that hate men, And there's some feminists that are feminine, but they believe women should have equal rights as men. That's the feminist I am. Now, I would never I don't put titles on myself because I just don't believe it, because it puts you in a box, because then somebody starts throwing in other stuff, just like you, right? So if I walked around and said I was a feminist, you'd be like, okay, so you hate men. No, I love men. Oh, you hate this. No, I don't. But see, that's the reason why I don't label.
But here's the thing, though.
People don't expand their mind. Your mind is so closed.
No, it's not. Here's the thing. Okay. What rights do men got that women don't?
Men and women don't get paid the same.
Give me another one, because that could even be destroyed in an argument. No, that could be destroyed. No,
it's true.
No, okay. because men take riskier jobs, and that's why they get paid more. No. But it's based on profession, not based on.
Come on,
okay, man, give me another one. Give me another one.
I know another one. Women can be leaders.
They can or can't?
That don't think women can lead.
Let me ask you this: if a child is unwanted after inception, do a man have a right to stop a woman?
A man don't have a baby in his body.
No, right? No. That's not the question. That's not the question. That's not the question. The question is, do a man have a right to stop? Let's answer the question. He don't. So
you know why he don't? Because he can't have a baby.
I know what a man. I know a man can't have a baby. That's not the question. I said, after inception, do a man have a right to stop a baby from being born? And the answer is no. And women always want to, talk about the things that they don't have, but they got a whole lot of rights that men don't have. So at the end of the day, there are a lot of things and laws that that are very equal. Okay, so when you say feminists and wanting equal rights, women can vote. Women can do anything a man can do practically.
Let me stop you. The reason feminists came about because women did not have the right to vote. That's where feminism came from in the first place. So, but they can now.
But women are still feminists.
Yeah, because we don't have equal pay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's finish up the show so we can stop recording.
Yeah. All right. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. And we get a little turned up, so we apologize for that. But we're very passionate about our people. We're very passionate about the direction things are going in, and these are some concerning issues that we're talking about. So we don't want nobody to be too triggered or in their feelings. At the end of the day, this is entertainment, but we like to cover this stuff, especially for these type of social type of reasons. So hopefully you understand that. And Tamara,
before you go, I want to say something.
Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna do this. Both Mike and I love Black love, and we ride for it. We just have very different strategies. His strategy is way left, mine is probably right to middle, and that's the conflict that we have as friends too.
Friends. Yeah,
is that we get along until we get into this kind of stuff, and the tactic, I think we have different tactical views on how it should and could be done. So,
for the record, I'm for women having all the rights that men do, and I'm for men having all the rights that women do. So I'm not against any of that, and I'm not archaic in any of my thinking. But at the same time, I have a feeling of how I think things work best, and sometimes me and Tamara just differ on that, but so do the rest of the world. So do y'all. So you can't talk about us. So anyway, thanks for joining. Hit the like, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Bye.